G'day folks, Parkera here and welcome to FM20 Predicts. Today we are looking in Scotland, we are looking at the Ladbrokes Premiership and also we'll tickle our fancy with a bit of the Championship as well. Why Scotland? Why not Holland and France like you mentioned? Well, you see, I didn't add them into the initial database when I started the pre-holiday. So when I went to add them in, there was no history there, obviously, because they didn't play any fixtures. Sorry about that, folks. If you want to see those, I'm happy to do. I can quite easily, because it's not much, information data in the database. Quite easy, pull one up and do one for you guys. But let's get into Scotland here. You can see here with the odds, Celtic heavily favoured 2-1. Say Rangers 3-1, followed by Aberdeen, Hibs and Hearts. And then Motherwell predicted to finish 6th, which would round off the split position of the Championship group there. And predicted to go down, predicted to finish bottom, we'll say, is Hamilton and Ross County. Ross County being the newly promoted team, and St Miriam there. 900-1 odds. So let's have a look now at the actual final positioning, and we'll see there straight away, top of the pops by 20 points. Celtic over Rangers. Oh my goodness, I wonder if Steven Gerrard's still got a job. Rangers 10 points further ahead of Hibs. So that's a 30-point gap between third and first. That is ridiculous. Hibs then and Hearts rounding out that top four. So rounding out that European spot, European spot. Aberdeen and Kilmarnock there rounding off the Championship phase. If you like the split, Scotland just split into two with about 6 games of the season go. Well, at the end of the season, around April, it splits into 2, and then you play a further 6 games, and you play the teams you play is depending on your position, bottom 6, top 6. Okay. I won't get into too much detail with that. And we can see relegated was Motherwell and Hamilton. So Hamilton were in that group, but Motherwell, I think, were predicted to finish 6th. So that's a shocker. Don't know what happened there. And let's have a look, because Scotland do have relegation playoffs. So we can see that Motherwell were relegated because Ayr United beat them 2-1 on aggregate over in the relegation playoffs. So I've experienced that. I think it was against Ayr United as well at one stage when I was doing my Clyde save last FM19. Go check it out. Alright, so let's get into the bit of the history and past winners. There's going to be no surprise here. Celtic dominating. Absolutely, storming Norman. Dominating here as well, of course, this period here without Rangers being in the Premier League because of just being booted out. So and winning it the way they did this season was absolutely craziness. And let's have a look at the stats. We've got goals from Lee Griffiths from Celtic, 12, Christian Dugi from Hibs, and Alfredo Morales from Rangers, 10 goals. Not many goals when you consider it, really. Average ratings, Alan Power from Kilmarnock, followed by James Forrest for Celtic, and Nicola Katic from Rangers. Assists, Stevie Mellon, Callum McGregor, and Tom Ridgick there for Celtic and also Hibs. Man of the Match awards, Alan Power for Kilmarnock, Xander Clark for St Johnstone, and Alfredo Morales for Rangers. Clean sheets, Fraser Forster for Celtic, Marciano for Hibs, and Joel Pereira for Hearts. And of course you can have a look at yellow cards. And as always, if you want further information or me to have a look, let me know down below in the comments and we can. Let's have a quick look at the manager movements and see who came and who left. And I am surprised and I'm not surprised. So Hamilton here, Brian Rice was given the boot in December. Unconfirmed, but I wouldn't be surprised because of the league position. But the board didn't confirm. He was replaced by Dick Campbell. Motherwell, they sacked their manager Stephen Robinson. Poor league position, no surprise. And Stephen Presley was his replacement. Ross County, they got rid of Stuart Kettlewell, and another unconfirmed sacking as to why. Stuart McCall comes back and he is replacing him. Rangers, I did say, and I'm not surprised, when you finish 20 points adrift from Celtic, something's not going right. Steven Gerrard kicked out. No, I stand corrected. He left. He's replaced by Graham Murty. So he left. So when did he go and where did he go? He's gone to... Sorry, I should laugh. Sorry, no offence, Norwich fans. He's gone to Norwich. I mean, I guess he's back in England. But I don't know. Is it a step down? I know the Premier League's a lot more profile and higher and harder than Scotland, but it's Rangers. Huh. Okay, let me know. I'll be interested to see what your thoughts are. Is that a bad move from Gerrard there? Should he have stayed at Rangers? I mean, he said he was moved. He didn't get sacked. Maybe he moved because he knew he was going to get sacked. Anyway, let's get back into it and let's make sure we sort this again. And we then go to Paul Heckingbottom from Hibs. He was sacked because of his league form. Colin Calderwood, a name I know well because of playing in Scotland last season. I enjoy that adventure. He replaced him. Aberdeen, Derek McInnes, and he was sacked because the players lost confidence, yet to be replaced. And Motherwell brought in Stephen, and now he's gone because of the relegation. So Stephen is out of a job only after a few months in. So that is, again, ladies and gentlemen, the Scottish Premier League. We are going to look at the Scottish Championship. Won't be a sec. And we're back, folks, with the Ladbrokes Championship. So the pre-season odds here in front of you. Dundee United 7-10 odds in favourite. Newly relegated Dundee promoted. 3-2 odds to go back up as well. Not to go back up, almost go up, I should say. Arbroath 33-1 and Alloa 30-1 odds there too. So let's have a look, shall we, and see what happened. Get in now. What do you reckon? Who is it? Dundee United, as predicted, top of the Pops champions. They go up. Ayr United, as we touched on in the last section there with Premiership, they beat Motherwell in the playoff relegation battle final, so they get promoted from Championship as well. Relegated was Morton and Partick Thistle. Dundee, who were placed second favourites to do something, they missed out only by a few points there as well. So we're going to have a look, because the league does have other rules. We're going to have a look at the relegation playoff. That's the Ladbrokes Premiership. We're just going to have a look at the relegation playoff final. So this is between Championship and League One. Airdrie and Morton were in that, and obviously there we go, 1-1 draw final, but Airdrie go up 2-1 for that one, and that will see Morton relegated there. So that's it, folks, for the Championship and how they did. Let's have a quick look at their stats, and I'll just put this there for you there. So player goals, obviously, Ricardo Campos for Ayr, 13 equal with Luca O'Connell for Dundee United, and his teammate third, Lawrence Shankland, on 11 goals. We have Luca again as the average rating, Lawrence Shankland from Dundee again, teammate there, and Scott Taggart rounding off the top three with a lower. For assists, we've got Luca from Dundee, Stephen from Ayr, and Jamie Ness from Dundee as well. Let me confirm, Dundee United for Luca. Sorry, Dundee fans, I know you get a little bit like that. Don't blame you. Manager of the matches. Yep, player of the matches. We got Luca from Dundee United, top of the Pops quite convincingly, followed by Ricardo Campos from Ayr, and then Kane Hemmings from Dundee. Clean sheets, Mark Ridges from Inverness, Benjamin from Dundee United, and Dundee Lee Robinson there. And you can see the yellow cards. Let's have a look now at our managers and how they moved around. They moved and grooved, starting with Partick Thistle getting rid of Ian McCall because of the league position. He was replaced as an interim basis by Brian Kerr. Now we look at Dunfermline here. Stephen Crawford, poor league form position, sacked. Ian McCall comes in. So that's quite interesting there. If you look, so Ian McCall sacked by Partick Thistle in November and hired by Dunfermline in January. So, interesting, huh? Arbroath got rid of Dick. They said goodbye to Dick. They no longer wanted Dick. But that's not how it went. John came in because Dick left. He got a new job offer. Let's have a look where Dick ended up, and Dick went to Hamilton. Interesting. I think that's a good bet there, Dick. Good on you, mate. You're a good Dick. So, sorry. And then we go to Dundee. Their manager, James McPake, he was sacked because of the poor results. Gordon Strachan coming in there. Erie, they got rid of Stuart McCall. Well, they didn't get rid of him. I should look first. Jim Duffy came in. Stuart McCall, I think we have touched on that. He left Erie and he went to Ross County. Yeah, I think that was a bad move for him, really, because Ross County came down, didn't they? They got relegated. But it is what it is. Now, we had Partick Thistle. Brian Kerr has an interim basis. He came in, so it's been quite a long time while they were looking for a manager there. He left when the permanent manager, Kenny Black, was hired. And Morton got rid of David Hopkin after relegation not too long ago. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of ages, rounds out the leagues. We are going to have a quick look at the Scottish Cup and the Betfred Cup as well. Was it the Iron Brew? I think it's Betfred. Anyway, be back in a sec. Alright folks, and we are back with the Scottish Cup, and we're going to come into the quarter-final stages, and we can see that Aberdeen 3-1 winners over Ayr, Motherwell 1-0 loss to Hibs, Rangers 3-1 win over Hamilton, and Morton losing 2-0 to Alloa. Interesting that there's no Celtic there. It looks like they may have got knocked out in the 5th round. But let's have a look at the semi-finals there, and we can see Rangers 1-0 win over Aberdeen and Hibs losing 1-0 to Alloa. It's pretty much looking straightforward like it is, and no surprise. Rangers do get some silverware, 2-0 win over Alloa. Let's see if the black screen of death, well, not death, comes up, and it does, but thankfully both teams aren't in black, and we can see. So Morales got both goals, 21st minute and 35th minute goal, and that was all she wrote. Rangers, as predicted, dominated the League One team. It's a good shout for Alloa and a good journey, and it would have been a really good, hefty, good payday for them too as well. So that probably helped the club just survive. Looking at some of the stats there, we can see Morales leading goal scorer of 6, followed by Hibs, Camperi and Kevin O'Hara from Alloa. Morales again, average rating, followed by Gabriel Hastings and Florian Camberry. Phil Anderson tops the assist charts, followed by Miller and Miller. So Chris and Mark from different, I wonder they're brothers from another mother. Players of the match, we got Alfredo for Rangers, we got Jamie Stevenson from Peterhead, and equally Brechin's Jonathan Page. Clean sheets you can see there, straight in front. Hibs goalkeeper, followed by Elgin and Airdrie, and the yellow cards. Before we go, we'll have a look at the past winners, Rangers and Celtic, but then it's a big mixed match. There's a few other teams in there as well, which is quite good to see. It's always nice to see a bit of a change sometimes in the competitions. So with that, we will just now go and have a look at Bed and his Fred Cup, and then we will leave Scotland. And Betfred, I've always called it Bedfred. It's the Betfred Cup, or the League Cup equivalent, in Scotland. Hitting the quarterfinals, we see Aberdeen losing on penalties after a 1-1 draw with Rangers. Kilmarnock 2-0 winner over Hibs, 2-2 draw with Motherwell and Inverness, with Inverness getting the penalties there going through. So Championship team going through there, and Hearts losing out to Celtic. Let's have a look again in the semi-finals, and we can see Kilmarnock beating Inverness 3-1. So bye-bye League Cup, well, not League Cup, Championship team, but that would have been a decent run for Inverness anyway. Rangers 1-1 draw with Celtic, but not good enough, and Celtic showing their domination with a penalty win at the end of the day. A team I felt like with Clyde were pushed a lot, and you could push them to penalties quite a lot. Let's go and have a look at the final now, and we can see as we click on Kilmarnock losing 1-0 to Celtic, and I cannot change that fixture. I have no reason to know why I've had that before. Maybe because I think, no, one of the teams might not be in the league. It is what it is. But, so that's it there. We're going to have a quick look at the profile. You can see it for yourself. Christian Dodge for Hibs there, leading the pack for the goals on 6. Hakeem O'Diffin for Livingston, average rating. Assist was Jamie Ness, equal with Josh Todd, both from Dundee. Player of the match was Liam Fortain from Ross County. Clean sheets, Mark Ridges from Inverness, and of course the yellow cards. Alright folks, so that's our little trip around and FM Predicts today's Scotland and its cups. Let me know your thoughts down below. How'd your team go? Did you see your team? Any predictions? Could have gone further. Would have liked to see how Clyde did, but no. Alright folks, I'm Parkera. If you enjoyed this video, hit me down below, comment if you want, and like, subscribe, and all that jazz. I'm Parkera.